And we're back talking about electrons as waves. So here's just some more animations from that website, the atomic orbitals page on the Wikipedia page, that show different ways that electrons can be waves. Right? So here's another wave that an electron can form. Right? Here's another one, here's some more down here. And again, you see that they're all standing waves. And you know that standing waves have specific frequencies that they can have. And so again, there's going to be non-random kind of shapes and orientations here. These are really cool to look at, I think, at least. And if you think about the antinodes being places where it's really likely to find an electron, and a node being where it's unlikely to find an electron, we can start to make this a little more concrete. So I want to describe that electron as a wave, like this, and that wave is the electron, but it's also describing, well, electrons are also particles, so the electron as a wave is kind of telling us where it's most likely to be as a particle. And if you look at these shapes, so like look at these ones, and look at these ones maybe, and most importantly, maybe these two here. This I'm going to describe as spherical. Okay, it's kind of got this one place up and down, it's moving up and down, up and down. And this one down here, I'm going to call a dumbbell. And you can kind of see that this region over here and this region over here are the places that are going up and down. So if I were just supposed to draw the kind of the antinodes, I'm going to call this one kind of spherically and this one kind of dumbbelly. I don't really know what to call this one. This is kind of like a double dumbbell kind of, right? It's like one here and one here. And I just want to kind of get you familiar with those as two-dimensional shapes, because from now on we're not going to really look at them as these three-dimensional waves, but what would it look like if I were going to try to draw this in some intelligent way? It's like, well, what we're interested in is kind of where the nodes and antinodes are. We're going to call this one maybe like a sphere, because it's kind of, and you'll kind of see that, I guess. This one has a dumbbell, and this one maybe has like a double dumbbell. And the way that this is often drawn is kind of like this table, where these ones here you'll see are kind of that spherical nature, and you can see that these are cut in half to see them better. These ones here are dumbbells, and you can kind of see that they're all kind of that up-down antinode type thing, left and right or up and down. And then these ones were like that double dumbbell type thing, which kind of got four, kind of like Easter eggs, I guess, right? And then there's one that I didn't show you. This is these ones over here. I don't even know what to call these, really. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know what to call that. But the main point is that we can separate these waves into these distinct shapes of waves, and that because there's only certain frequencies or certain standing waves that an electron can produce, there are certain kind of characteristic kind of shapes of waves that it'll produce. And you'll also notice that there's a characteristic number of nodes and antinodes, and that's kind of what was going on down here. Here, there's really only one antinode node type thing going on. Here you can see that there's now two, and here you can see that there's now three antinodes. And down here you'll see the same pattern. Here, there's kind of these two antinodes going on here. And here you can see that it's actually more. Well, I guess we should talk about it as nodes for this one, right? So this one, you could say that there are two nodes, and this one you might want to say that there are three nodes, and this one maybe even four. And if you can't perfectly see that, that's totally fine. Just to kind of qualitatively go with me on that, so that we now have two different ways to define the wave that an electron makes. Its kind of general shape, like what kind of shape of wave does it make, and also how many nodes and antinodes does it have. And so the number of nodes and antinodes it has is going to be called the energy level, which we'll use with the letter N. So energy level 1 means like one antinode, one node. Energy level 2 is like two nodes. Energy level 3, three nodes. And as you go up in energy level, those waves have more and more energy, so they're less and less stable, for whatever that means. And the other thing is that there are different shapes of waves, and we classify those as energy sublevels, as S for spherical, P for dumbbell, D for like the double, and F for the crazy thing.